Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It looks like we have some Gordon Hayward news. I didn't really expect to see much Gordon Hayward news now that, he's had a pretty good start of the season, even though he obviously did get injured. But it looks like the Spurs would want Gordon Hayward in any trade resolved around LaMarcus Aldridge per Sean Devaney. I think, yes, it obviously would have to be the case, just based on the fact that, obviously it's going to need to be a thing due to salary matchups and all that stuff. I really doubt the Boston Celtics at this point are going to even go for DeMar. Why would they even bother? LaMarcus Aldridge, I guess, does make relative sense as they do need a center. I just don't really rate LaMarcus Aldridge or DeMar DeRozan that much anymore. But again, I do feel like the Boston Celtics will somehow make a way to potentially make a trade like this actually happen. Before Gordon Hayward did get injured, now I believe he actually broken his hand, if I was right. He was actually averaging 19 points a game, 7.1 rebounds, and 4.1 assists on 31.1 minutes per game. That's almost as good as when he was, playing 34.5 minutes per game on the Utah Jazz, when he was averaging 21.9, 5.4, and 3.5 assists. That was actually, it's literally nearly identical stats if you pretty much look at it. I think that he's been playing very good this season before he obviously got injured. I believe he will be able to come back from his injury that he has right now pretty decent. There's no reason that he wouldn't, obviously. And now that he's playing like a very good player again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs do try and look at him. And yeah, I feel like he does fit into their game plan very good. Obviously, Aldridge fits into their game plan pretty decently as well, I would potentially say. But then Gordon Hayward, I think, would fit as perfect. And yeah, they can potentially even get more stuff out of him. Who really knows what a potential trade could be? Maybe it could even be a straight trade. But again, I would think the Spurs would potentially want some picks for LaMarcus Aldridge, and that's just what I could potentially see it happening. LaMarcus Aldridge is obviously averaging 18.8 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists. Not the best numbers. They're pretty decent, but I feel like he should be averaging way more rebounds, considering he's playing center. And this would obviously mean, just based on the fact that I don't really think something like this is going to necessarily happen the way I think people do think it's going to happen. I feel like there's no way that the Spurs are going to get out of this trade with a pick. They'd be lucky if even Boston were like, hey, yeah, we'll give you Gordon Hayward for, LaMarcus Aldridge or whatever. That could even be lucky as, yeah, that'd be a straight trade or whatever, and, something like that. But if you were the Celtics, you might even be asking for picks or plays because of how Gordon Hayward had a really good start, and he was only going to get better until he has had a slight injury, which I doubt will, delay what he was going to potentially be able to do for the season at all. So, yeah, I'm kind of a little bit interested to see how they would potentially fit Gordon Hayward in a trade situation, as LaMarcus Aldridge will be heading on to 35 next season, I do believe, which means, 35, that is, he's definitely regressing a little bit. It's not really too much to be concerned about, but that's still quite an older age for an NBA player, obviously, and yeah, you just don't really know how it's going to potentially work out, and if the Boston Celtics should even really attempt or try, as they would probably lose the trade, as I don't really know if it's potentially worth it or not, or what they're what they're really looking for. Obviously, they're looking for a center, but again, if you want scoring and production at a high level on limited minutes, Gordon Hayward is that man. He's literally like the 4th/5th option on this team. I believe he's at least maybe maybe 4th or 3rd option, and he's averaging that numbers. Some would even say LaMarcus Aldridge could be the 1st option, even though I believe he's the 2nd. That is crazy numbers, considering he's, as I said, the 3rd or 4th option. And yeah, those are just very good numbers. Imagine if he was the 1st option on a team like the San Antonio Spurs, as they'll probably be trading away DeMar as well. I think he would put up way more points and stuff, and his value would most likely go up heaps. And yeah, I could potentially see them trying to go after him as a lot, but it's definitely going to cost them, as I don't feel like they're going to get a pick or anything out of it like they could potentially get with some other teams. Like, obviously, maybe the Heat could potentially give them a pick. Maybe if it was a DeMar DeRozan trade as well. That would send DeMar to the Heat alongside, as I was saying, Aldridge. They would probably get a couple of picks out of that. So I feel like they would definitely take that route way more than what they would potentially do with a Gordon Hayward type of situation. So yeah, it's definitely going to be extremely interesting to see what's going to happen. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest NBA and sports content. Don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? Do you guys think the Spurs will trade for Gordon Hayward? Do you think they'll trade away LaMarcus Aldridge to the Celtics? I definitely would really like to know your thoughts and opinions down below. So make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.